time is 7 o'clock. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with provisions of this act, the business administrator or board secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, communicated to the Herald News, the Record, and filed with the clerk of the Borough of Hawthorne. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr.
Here.
Mr. Clivio.
Here.
Mr. Doyle.
Here.
Ms. Ehrentraut.
Here.
Ms. Smokey Colton.
Here.
Mr. Palouse.
Here.
Mr. Shortway is absent. Mr. Totaro.
Here.
Mrs. Goff.
Here. Please stand and join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Meeting regulations. During each regular meeting, 2 opportunities are provided for citizens to ask questions and to make comments. During the first opportunity early on the agenda, the meeting is open to the public for the purpose of addressing items listed for approval on this agenda only. The second opportunity occurs just prior to adjournment, when citizens may address any subject matter that is pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the school district. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments and questions shall be addressed to the board president or the presiding officer and shall be limited to 5 minutes per person. The board may or may not respond to issues raised by members of the public at the time they are raised, but will provide a response if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Please note the board will not respond to comments regarding students or board employees in light of the privacy rights held by those individuals. Moreover, the board discourages comments about such individuals and will not be responsible for such comments. Members of the public who choose to speak during the public session should carefully consider these comments, since they can be held personally liable for any statements they make. Finally, please note that in accordance with district policy, the board will not officially comment or respond to any matter mentioned unless it can confirm the matter has first been brought to the attention of the appropriate school personnel in an attempt to resolve the issue. At this time, publicly heard agenda items only. No one. Approval of minutes, August 13th, both public and private. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Clavijo, seconded by Mr. Totaro. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Mr. Clivio.
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Ms. Ehrentraut.
Yes.
Smokey Colton.
Yes.
Mr. Palouse.
Yes.
Mr. Totaro.
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Correspondence. The only correspondence that I received was the email chain from the mayor's office, which everyone else was on, and I did confirm receipt of that email to both the sender and to the mayor himself. Reports. Dr. Sprito.
Okay, so I am going to be sharing our student representative report as well as my own report. So I will start with our student representative report, William Goff. Unfortunately, William couldn't be here with us tonight. He's at EMT school. So we have our bear in his place. But I want to just say that the bear is compliments of Gwen Robb.
Just like it. Yeah, identical.
Former Gwen Robb, former employee in the district. For those who don't know, she's very fond of creating these types of bears for our leadership camp, and has created one now for the board office. So thank you to Gwen. But in regards to our student rep reports, I'm just going to read Will's report. It says, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having an excellent September so far. My name is William Goff. It is my honor to have been chosen to represent Hawthorne High School this year as the Board of Education representative. I plan to keep you all extremely well informed on the everyday goings of the Hawthorne High School. So without further ado, I will begin this month's report. Sports. After training in the intense heat this summer, the Bears have finally begun their fall seasons. We'd like to congratulate Coach Angelo Graneri for being named head coach of our boys football team, Coach Fatmir Mini, our new girls head soccer coach, Coach Olivia Wagner, our girls cheerleading coach, Coach Grofsik has been named the new offensive coordinator of the boys football team as well. We would like to also welcome Coach Wells and Coach Oliva, who are helping coach the boys football team. Student Council has promoted pediatric cancer with gold ribbons and beads. The football team has put gold ribbons on their helmets, and 9/27 at the football game, all the golden ribbons and beads will be worn. All proceeds go to tackle kids' cancer. Senior nights. Senior night for the boys soccer is September 24th. Football, cheerleading, and band senior night is September 27th. Girls soccer senior night is October 8th. Girls volleyball senior night is October 10th. And the winter sports parent night is October 7th at 6:30 p.m. right here at Hawthorne High School. In regard to clubs, the high school club fair takes place September 27th. Students will be allowed to walk around the courtyard at lunch and learn more about each prospective club. Clubs at the high school are beginning to meet. Each year, respective class cabinets was tasked with creating signs and posters for the pep rally for class spirit. Additionally, class cabinets are beginning to pick the hallway decoration themes, and that's for our homecoming week for hallway decorating. The senior class of 2025 class cabinet has met to design their senior shirts and has begun brainstorming for their hallway design competition. The Hawthorne High School Spanish Club has officially kicked off by holding its first meeting on September 10th in the high school gym. In 2024-2025, the High School Spanish Club is committed to realizing the motto, Friendship, Diversity, Community. I like that, very nice. The High School Spanish Club and the Spanish Honor Society will be hosting tables that include face painting and pumpkin painting stations and a variety of cooked food options for purchase at the Hawthorne Hispanic Heritage Celebration, which is on Saturday, October 5th, between 1 and 5 p.m. at the Borough Band Shell. Mr. Duran, who is the head of the Spanish Club, Mr. Duran states, we look forward to working with community organizations, including the Board of Education this year, to serve the community. Please don't hesitate to reach out when any of our members can be of service to the Hawthorne community. Thank you for your anticipated support and enthusiasm. The Art Club will meet on September 26th to work on their watercolor project. The Share Club is beginning a candy sale in order to aid Hawthorne High School's new comfort closet. This closet aims to help underprivileged students receive such items as clothing, socks, underwear, sanitary products, and more. The junior class cabinet is hosting a popcorn sale as their upcoming fundraiser. School events. Senior activities are beginning. The class of 2025 signed the Den on Thursday, September 5th, and are having class cabinet meetings planning their final senior year fundraising ideas. The pep rally on September 6th was a blast for school staff and students alike, celebrating our football, soccer, tennis, and volleyball players, cheerleaders, and our marching band. On October 25th, the football homecoming game will take place, which includes a tailgate before the game. Spirit Week is October 21st through 25th. October 17th is a fall event, which is now going to be the homecoming dance, which will be the first time since 2015. Okay, some other academic items. The amount of students who receive 3s and 4s on our AP test has almost doubled from last year. PSAT Day, which is students take PSATs, is on October 9th. And auditions for this year's play, Peter and the Starcatcher, begin the week of the 16th. The high school open house is scheduled for October 3rd at 6:30 p.m. and is open to any prospective future high school students from this community, from our community. In the Hawthorne High School Library, freshman library orientation included, introduced all freshmen to the structure, function, and resources of the Library Media Center through an engaging scavenger hunt. They are also acknowledging Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, where the library has featured both fiction and nonfiction books on this important subject, along with resources for further information. National Hispanic Heritage Month begins September 15th. The Library Media Center has prepared classroom and teacher resources and the library displays, as well as daily announcements to promote the diverse contributions of Latino and Hispanic people and culture. The library highlighted National Voter Registration Day on September 15th by offering information and registration forms for all eligible students. Freedom to Read Week, September 22nd through 28th, is highlighted in the library with a large display of books, each labeled with an explanation of why the book has been banned or challenged. During this library card sign-up month, the high school library continues its strong collaboration with the Hawthorne Public Library by offering our students the public library card and application and quick personal delivery of the card. All high school teachers were given the library menu outlining all services available through the Hawthorne Library here at the high school for takeout, sit-down, and delivery. A copy of the menu can be found on the Library Media Center's website. Additionally, all new teachers were invited to the library for a tour and orientation. So thank you to Will for his report this month. Look forward to having Will here in person next month. Okay, in regard to my report, a number of items to share, and I'll share some actual flyers with you as well. So I want to welcome Will. Unfortunately, he wasn't here tonight, but I do want to welcome him. It's always nice having a student voice on at our board meetings to share all the things that are happening at Hawthorne High School, and I know Will's going to do a great job as our student rep, so look forward to welcoming Will officially next month. This year's off to a great start. I want to take a moment to commend all of our staff throughout the district, starting with our maintenance and custodial staff and our administrative assistants who work so hard over the summer to prepare our schools to welcome our staff and students in late August, early September. They do such a good job. They work really hard, and I just appreciate all that they do over the summer. You know, people don't realize all the things that happen over the summer, and they, you know, it's because of them and because of their hard work that schools look as good as they do and everything is ready to go for our kids. So appreciate all of our custodial maintenance staff and our administrative assistants. The other thing I'll mention, you know, it's been challenging over the last few years due to all the construction that's been happening, and this year was no different here at the high school. The custodians actually had to vacate the building, you know, in July this year because of the asbestos removal. So they had to do double duty in August to get the building ready to go, and I just again appreciate all that they do to make sure that the building is ready. I want to thank our teachers for working hard to get their classrooms ready in late August, early September to welcome their students. Obviously, we want the buildings and the classrooms to be welcoming for when the kids arrive, so we appreciate all that our teachers do on those opening days. And I want to commend our students for making a great transition to the new school year. You know, we're, like I said, we're off to a great start in Conwood, and we just hope our students will continue to work hard and set a good example for their peers. Quick referendum update. I want to just share that, you know, since we passed the referendum in 2019, we finished our final project this summer, as I just referenced, this July. Since September of 2019, since we passed the referendum and started that work that summer, the summer of 2020, we've completed 21 classroom renovations, 7 science labs, 5 media centers, 5 art rooms, 2 music and band rooms, and the STEM lab and culinary room here at the high school. We've installed new windows at all schools, new interior doors and hardware at all schools. We've upgraded the elevator here at the high school. As you can tell, added air conditioning here in the high school auditorium. We've replaced numerous hallway ceilings here at the high school. We installed new fire alarm systems and new generators at all 5 of our schools. We installed new boilers at Roosevelt and Lincoln Middle School. We installed wall graphics at all schools. We expanded our security cameras at all schools. We completed roof replacements at Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Roosevelt, and the high school. And finally, we've implemented a one-to-one Chromebook initiative for our students and staff in our middle school and high school. So, as you can tell, there's been a ton of work that's happened over the last five years. I'm really proud of all the work that we've been able to accomplish. It will benefit our students and staff, not just today, but for years to come. It's a tribute to this board who worked so hard to get the referendum passed, and everybody who was you know, inconvenienced. You know, you forget that with all this work, sometimes things aren't ready. We had to deal with delays, and teachers were flexible, and I thanked them on opening day. Just I appreciated all their flexibility and willingness to kind of adjust when schools open. But like I said, this work will benefit our kids for years to come, so I'm just really proud of all that we've accomplished. Along those lines, talking about projects, I'm happy to share that some great news that we received the 2024 COPS grant, which is a grant that we applied for. This is the second year in a row that we applied for it. We were very fortunate to receive the grant. I can tell you we got some information about the grant, and it says that there were 1,008 applications submitted. There were only 203 grants awarded, and we were one of those 203. So I'm happy to share that we received $500,000. We'll be offsetting that with $200,000 of our own money that we budgeted out of capital reserve, And what that will do is it'll allow us to replace all of our PA systems in all 5 of our buildings, our public address systems within the buildings to improve our communication. And it will also allow us to upgrade all of our radios, all of our handheld radios for our administrators, our security guards, and anyone who has radios throughout the district, our bus drivers as well. I should include that. I can tell you that we are working closely with the police department, that we can coordinate the radios that we purchased. They'll be able to, in an emergency, communicate with the schools in an emergency, so that'll be an additional benefit that we don't have right now. So I'm really happy about this grant. Like I said, it's just another positive addition to enhance our security measures, both internally and outside, and, in partnership with the police department. So excited about to share that news. Obviously, we were just notified. We actually just got this notification, this email last Thursday. So we're going to work as quickly as we can to do what we need to do to get this money in district and then get started on these projects. Just an update on our strategic plan. In 2022, we upgraded our strategic plan to begin in 2023. It's a 5-year plan in terms of goals for the district. And I want to just share, we're going to talk more about this at next month's meeting as part of our testing report. But I did want to share that we created a document which is an update on the accomplishments the things that we accomplished last school year in regard, related to our strategic plan or our goals. So it's on our district webpage. If you go to our district webpage, there's a strategic plan tab. If you click on that tab, there's a document that says strategic plan accomplishments from the 2023-2024 school year. And we'll do that each year to show the things that we've accomplished related to that strategic plan, the goals that we worked on and accomplished in that year. So again, it's on our website. It's available for people to view. Next month at our October board meeting, we'll be presenting our testing report. We're going to talk, Dr. Tribone is going to be talking more about that particular document of our accomplishments as well. Back to school nights, I just want to mention we got 3 very successful back to school nights that have already been completed. We have our high school and middle school this coming week. Lincoln Middle School is tomorrow night and the high school is Thursday night. So we encourage you to, parents to attend those back to school nights. And we also have our high school open house, as Will mentioned, on Thursday, October 3rd. So any students within Hawthorne, whether it be St. Anthony students at Lincoln Middle School, are all welcome to attend that open house on Thursday, October 3rd. Just a couple things about our staff and recognizing some of our staff members. I want to first welcome our 26 new staff members, including our new administrator, who's although not new to the district, new to that role, Mrs. Pizarro. We have a new administrative assistant in our office, and we have a number of teachers, CST members, and paraprofessionals, and we're happy to welcome all of them. We did welcome them at our opening day convocation event. We had a chance to welcome all of our new staff with all of our teachers here. I also want to recognize there were 6 staff members who were recognized on opening day for achieving 25 years of service to the district. And after talking about things that occurred 25 years ago, we actually shared, we congratulated the following 6 staff members for serving the children of this district for the last 25 years. I just want to recognize them at this meeting. So they were Scott Krimmel, he works here at the high school, science teacher. Chris Warner also works here at the high school. 2 of our Roosevelt teachers, Liz Farkas and Kelly Gordon, and 2 Lincoln Middle School teachers, John Pizarro and Renee Snugden. I just want to thank them for 25 years of dedicated service to our community and to our schools and our students in their respective schools. We look forward to their continued service to our district, but again, I just want to congratulate them and thank them for all that they have done over the last 25 years. Okay, last couple of items. Standards-based report card meeting. I just want to encourage parents. There's a flyer that's available to you, our K-5 parents. There are 3 nights where our Dr. Tribone and some of our staff will be talking about the new standards-based report cards, which will be implemented in our elementary schools. We encourage you to attend either on October 2nd at Washington, October 8th at Roosevelt, or the 10th at Jefferson. You can go to any of the nights. It doesn't matter what school your children are in. They're open to all parents. If one night doesn't work for you, you can pick whatever night you'd like. I would like to share that the October 2nd night will be bilingual. There will be in English and Spanish on October 2nd. But again, you're welcome to attend any of those nights regardless of the school your child attends. And we do encourage parents in the elementary schools to attend those nights. They've been in the weekly reports sent by the principals, but please take some time out, attend one of those meetings to learn more about these new Spanish-based report cards and what they will look like and how you'll read them when your student comes home with them, your child comes home with them. Okay, Hawthorne High School is proud to announce that they were officially accepted. As you know, we've been part of No Place for Hate for a number of years, but we were just notified that we were accepted into the No Place for Hate Ambassador Program. So we are now ambassadors for No Place for Hate. No Place for Hate is a nationwide initiative by the Anti-Defamation League aimed at promoting an inclusive, respectful, and bully-free environment. From our work over the past 2 years, the No Place for Hate staff has hand-selected schools to serve as ambassador schools to support the larger No Place for Hate community. So by participating as an ambassador school, Hawthorne High School will support new schools in the program. They will engage in larger No Place for Hate discussion boards. No Place for Hate will feature Hawthorne's work throughout the year in newsletters and promotional materials. And we will attend the Downstate New York, New Jersey end-of-year banner ceremony on May 20th, 2025 and showcase our No Place for Hate work there. So it's a testament to the work that's being done here at the high school that we were selected as an ambassador school going forward. So I'm really happy for them. And finally, I want to congratulate our high school marching band, also known as the Marching Bears, for taking first place at their divisional, in their division at the Northern Valley Old Japan Band Competition this past weekend. They were scored on 3 categories: sound, intonation, and creativity, and they took first prize in their respective category. And that concludes my report.
So awesome. Thank you, Dr. Sprito. Just a quick question about the strategic plan,
Yes.
maybe more of a comment question.
Yep.
There were a very devoted group of about 50 people
Yes.
who came to those 3 sessions, and I know that their name is integral, it's part of the actual plan.
Yes.
Could we let them know that we will be talking about it next meeting, or invite them to come, or alert them to the update that we're going to, just give them the time to,
Yeah, I'd have to
do
look.
we have their
I have their
contact?
names, I'd have to look up their contacts. We could look them up in real time.
Because when you update something on the website, like, they're not gonna know it's been updated,
Correct.
right? So, just because they took so much time, that group of people, and really, it was a pretty consistent 50 people each time.
Yeah, we could look up their
If we
info.
have any of their info, I think that they really would appreciate coming and hearing about, and they deserve to know, it was a lot of time that they spent.
Okay.
Thank you for your update, Dr. Stringer. Lots of exciting things going on. Curriculum instruction, Ms. Ehrentraut.
Thank you, President Cobb. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Curriculum and Instruction recommends the following resolutions. CI1 and CI2 on page 3, which continues to page 4 through CI5, which continues through page 5, which includes CI6 through CI12, and then CI13 and CI14 on page 6. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Ehrentraut, seconded by Mr. Palouse. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
For CI3, what does, excuse me, what does this grant actually mean?
So, it's basically,
Are we allowed to use the money for anything we feel would be inclusive? Is there
No,
limits
so
on it, I'm sure?
it's a program, and Ms. Ehrentraut's going to talk about it in her report, because it was part of our CNI.
Yeah,
meeting,
I
but-
remember you guys talking about it, but
Yeah, so it's basically, they'll provide, and it kind of talks about it here, let me just read what we have here, so.
I understand
I
it's like
understand.
something, it's
No,
helping
no,
fostering
it's probably going to be the same thing that.
inclusivity, but like,
Yeah,
what?
it's basically training and support they provide for the schools.
Training,
Yeah,
okay, that's what I
it's-
meant, like.
Yeah, they're gonna help, they're gonna support, they're gonna come and support, it's only at Roosevelt, because you can only pick one school, and that's what we felt.
Okay.
Most of our
that-
inclusive classrooms are housed.
That answers my questions.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
And I think that was it, President, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Oh,
Yes, right
Go ahead.
Alex,
Okay.
sorry.
Let's finish.
I interrupted, I'm sorry. CI 9 through 11, are these students in district or students out of district coming into Hawthorne? Right?
Are these
So-
new students, is that what you're
So
asking?
seven, eight are students coming in. These
No,
is placement
no.
from, I know, I'm just saying, just to
Okay.
show you the difference, right?
Yep.
So those are students who we're paying tuition to us to come to our programs.
Oh, okay,
That's the difference between, these are out-of-district placements, 9, 10, and 11.
got it. So 7 and 8 are coming to us,
Correct.
and 9, 10, and 11 are going out from Hawthorne.
They're out-of-district placements, yes.
Okay, because like the one says previously approved,
That was just because they added
ESY or
a
something.
one-to-one.
Oh, okay, that's why it changed. Okay, thank you,
So
sorry.
the tuition and the ESY was previously approved,
Approved.
now they added a one-to-one to the student.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Alex?
Yeah, on CI4, could you talk about what that partnership is like with NJCDC?
Yes, NJ4S, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so NJ4S is another, it's a free service, you know, we're taking advantage of all these, all these grants and free services, right? So NJ4S is a group that they provide, I'll tell you, they provide a ton of services. Mr. Serra actually met with them to talk to them, but I could share these flyers with the board. So they talk about, they provide programs for students, families, staff, you know, there's a whole, like literally a menu of services for students in different grade levels, right? These are all 6 through 12. These tier 1 services are for students K through 12. The tier 2s are for students in 6 through 12, but it's all free services. And I know it talks about, even in the resolution, it talks about how they'll mobilize one or more prevention specialists and licensed clinicians who will provide on-site mental health counseling and/or non-clinical services for students, including workshops, assemblies, presentations. Like, there's a whole host and menu of services they provide, and it's all free. I mean,
Right.
Steve went to the training, or to the, you know, information session, and he kept waiting for the catch, like, where's the catch with this thing, you know? So, because it's all free services, and it's really, you can kind of pick the services you want and how it will benefit what you need in your district and how it can benefit us. So we jumped in on this, and that's why we're approving this resolution tonight. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's new, we haven't used it before, but why not, right? We'll give it a shot, see what services how they can support us here.
I'm glad to know that Mr. Serra made a connection with them. NJCDC is a long-standing nonprofit. Besides all the work that they do in Patterson, they have other programs outside of Patterson. They're actually in town for, over a decade now. They have there's a building for Molly Handicap over at Mohawk Avenue. So they have that program. And they also have youth programs outside of Patterson. I think they partnered up at some point with PV, Passaic Valley High School.
Okay.
And they had an after-school high school program, like a club for them. So, maybe there's more opportunities than.
Yeah, it's all new to us, so we're just kind of, we literally just learned about this recently, so we figured let's approve it, and then Mr. Serra's gonna work with them to see what they can do to support us here, and how we benefit our kids.
Sure, fantastic. And also good to see the C7 and CIA, bringing the kids into the Bear Cave and the Arch program.
Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful. I met the Pompton student, he's great.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a great addition to our bear cave, so it's nice to have him.
Is the Glen Rock student still part of our?
He is,
Yeah.
he's still there as well.
Good,
Yes.
awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Earnshaw?
As Dr. Sprito mentioned, I will report more on CI2 and CI3 in our curriculum reports.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Clavio,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Erentrout,
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Mr. Totaro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Personnel, back to you, Ms. Erentrout.
Thank you, President Goff. The following resolutions are pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools. P1 through P7 on page 6, P8 through P18 on page 7, P19, P8 through P18 on page 7, P19 through P24 on page 8, which continues on page 9 through P35 on page 10, P36 through P41 on page 11, P42 through P45 on page 12, which continues on to page 13, and includes P46 through P48. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Aaronstruck, seconded by Mr. Totaro. Any discussion?
I have a comment. Just want to thank the administration for their ongoing work with the staffing. As you can see, there's a lot of pages in addition to what was done over the summer, so that's an ongoing effort, so thank you for that.
I disappointed to see the resignations, of course, and to see that we already are losing assistant football coach, I guess. But it is nice to see the hires. I don't know if this has ever been done in the past, but I feel like we see so many names on these pages, I lose track. Did you guys used to have the hire date, or no? Was that never a thing? No?
Not while I was here.
Not because personnel, right?
What do you mean hire date? I'm sorry.
It only says like, when it's a resignation, when they will be leaving, but not when they started. When they were board approved.
So you want us to include when they were board approved?
If that was an option,
And what,
but I'm not sure if
Why?
it is.
Why would you need that?
Well, to see our turnaround,
oh, so like longevity?
yeah. I don't know, just a
I
thought.
mean, just
Maybe-
keep in mind, the only thing I'll say to that is, people leave for different reasons, like,
Of
just
course.
as an example, right? So, if you look at the first P2, right, Kate Leschek, we just hired her, literally, that's this summer.
Right,
She's leaving because she's got a full-time job.
right.
This was only
Right.
.6 position.
Right,
So,
I know,
when you talk about longevity, it's gonna vary, like, one person's leaving because family situation.
Right.
So, I don't know, I guess,
I know certain positions are hard to fill too, like Spanish teachers, Italian teachers.
Agreed, 100%.
So hard to fill.
100%.
So I just thought, I don't know, is it helpful? Maybe it's not, it's just an idea. And I didn't know if it was like a personnel thing that we couldn't, that's why I was just asking.
No, it's not that we couldn't, I just don't know, is there a
It's gonna
benefit, I guess my
help.
question is there a benefit to knowing when, I mean, look, the way things are right now with the teacher shortage the way it is, I mean, I'm just happy that we have everything
Yeah.
filled.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, even to the point where, and you're gonna see in a few minutes on the agenda, for the Spanish teacher, we're already partnering with Language Learning
With
that
that
we can,
company,
because we
yeah.
already have candidates. So we already reached out to them, we're approving tonight a new, a new contract with them
Right.
to have a teacher start right away, so,
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of where we are at this point. I know, not just us, a lot
Yeah.
of districts, but,
And the new dance teacher that will be going out that was a full-time position, just teaching dance, correct?
yes,
Because it was like the history of dance and actually dance, it was a whole
Style of
curriculum, I
dance.
should say, is the
Yes.
right word?
yes.
So was that hard to find, hard to fill?
It was hard to find,
That's what I
I'm
thought.
sure it will be hard to fill. We
Yeah.
haven't filled it yet.
Right, no, I
She's
know,
not-
it's
she's
just
not
happening,
leaving
but,
till December, I think.
okay.
Um,
Oh, so we have some heads up,
Yeah,
some
we're
time.
gonna try, and we'll do
Yeah.
our best, obviously, that would be the goal.
If we can't, is there a way to open it up to like staff, part-time staff or staff that we have now that maybe to do as like an elective, or it has to be a full day
Yeah,
thing?
we're gonna post it, we'll see what
Yeah.
we can get, and there, again, maybe there's an opportunity to partner with somebody. We'll-
Right.
We're gonna see what we can do, we'll do our best to fill it, of course.
Okay. Okay.
I do appreciate when you guys write to fill the vacancy caused by blank.
Yeah, that helps,
that
with what I was
helps-
kind
that
of
helps
trying
me
to get
to
to,
keep
but
straight
wasn't
of-
getting to.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
And then P45 is part, I just want to say that's amazing to have all these, student teachers or people doing their field experience coming in. I think this is like the biggest list I've ever seen,
Well, as
and
you
I think it's
know,
wonderful.
yeah, it's fantastic, I agree, and I can tell you, we have a really good partnership with Ramapo right
Right.
now, we started that last year. We actually just added one, because they had a student teacher in another district and it wasn't working out, and they reached out to us immediately and said, could you take the, it was a
Yeah.
high school science person, and we said, absolutely, we'll make it work. So we have a good partnership with them right now, and obviously there's other districts, other colleges, Felician and Monmouth and other places, but the Ramapo partnership right now is really strong, and so, it's a benefit for both, right?
It is, it's win-win.
Because they had a great experience last year, which is why they continue to send students here, and it becomes like a little bit of a theater program for us, right? And
Yeah.
opportunities for us to get to know these kids, and if there's openings, then, we're able to kind of slide them right into our spots. Where we-
Yeah, no, I think it's, I don't know, my first September on the board, but I've never seen you guys have a list like this.
It's a
Yeah.
long list.
Yeah,
And like you said, it's a win-win.
Agreed.
It helps them and it helps us and the kids benefit, so.
Agreed, yeah.
And then I just want to say lastly, congratulations to the 3 employees who have received their masters or masters plus 15 or masters plus 60 in Mrs. Today's case. That is no easy feat, and so I'm always happy to see educators continuing to get educated. Thank you.
Ms. Andrew?
A few comments, almost to piggyback on what's been said, but although there were many resignations, there are a lot of new hires on the agenda, so welcoming the new hires to our district, as well as those 13 students doing their field experience here, as we talked about. That's great. And another comment I wanted to make, I love seeing some of the newer clubs. I know that was something newer since I've been on the board, unlimited clubs, and just an example for the public to know, like P14, we have a community connections club, and we have an advisor that was on the agenda for that, and then P16, the high school robotics club. So it's just amazing all the opportunities in the clubs that we have for our students. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Jen. I do think it's important to note, Dr. Sprito did talk about the teacher shortage. I don't think we even fully have witnessed the extent to which we will witness it in the coming years when the older crowd does retire. It has been shared with us, and I think it's important to share publicly, that about half of the number of teachers were certificated this year than normally are. It's normally 5,000 in the state of New Jersey. This year it was 2,500. Of those 2,500, only 7 were foreign language teachers. So the shortage is really clear when you look at those numbers, and I think it was like 11 were,
Something like the 13, 11 for special ed, is that right?
yes, were special ed, and then those higher level math and sciences were also in the very low double digits or single digits as well. So it is no wonder, it actually is a wonder that it's just amazing that we're still able to get candidates, and I'm very thankful. We know it's a wonderful place to be. But it is like the Wild West out there, as we have heard before, and free agency, you can go and get more money somewhere else. The teacher guides no longer, they still apply, but you can jump steps now. It's just, I think it's about to be unprecedented what we're about to see, and I just think it's important to continue to remind the public that Hawthorne is not alone in that fight, but the administration does a wonderful job continuing to look and be welcoming to and the Hawthorne community does a wonderful job of welcoming teachers and staff, and it is a wonderful place to be, but we simply cannot compete with those dwindling numbers and the salary guides doing what they're doing in other places. It's actually scary. In any event, roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Ms. Erentraut?
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Palooz?
Yes.
Mrs. Notaro?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Clivio?
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes. Mr. Clavijo, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, Madam President. Finance Administration, there's some donations that we want to acknowledge. A, acceptance of a donation of a WISC-7 valued at $1,587 from Eve Thaler to be used for special programs. I Googled it, and that's an intelligence scale, if I'm not mistaken.
It's an IQ test, well, it's the IQ test that they use for classification purposes.
So thank you to her. B, acceptance of a donation of dictionaries to each third grade student in the Hawthorne Public School District from the Hawthorne Rotary Club at a value of $865. Thank you for the Rotary Club for this long-standing tradition. It's very much appreciated by the kids. I've had an opportunity to sit in on one of those presentations, and it's a lot of fun. C, acceptance of a donation of $3,500 from Mr. Robert Pasquale of New Era Converting Machine to the Hawthorne High School Robotics Club for first robotics team competition. This donation has been processed through the Hawthorne High School internal account. Thank you, Mr. Pasquale, for his continuous generous donations. Action items pursuant to the recommendations of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Finance and Administration recommends the following resolutions. On page 14, F1 through A1, on behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Clavijo, seconded by Ms. Aaron. Any discussion?
I got a comment.
Sure.
I just want to bring to our awareness that the lack of, that the shortage of teachers that's happening, statewide, countrywide, not only affects the flux within the buildings, but it's also costlier. If you look at F9, the Language Learning Network, it's $92,000 versus, what a teacher will be making, which is going to be, chances are, less.
The teacher in that position is making about $60,000.
So it's a hit to the budget on, $32,000. So just something to be mindful of, that it has different impacts, not just quality of life. That's it.
I just wanted to go back to donation A for a second, as this is what I do for a living, and the WISC is a very valued diagnostic tool for the child study team. And just to give some perspective, Eve Thaler is a relative of the late Dr. Thaler, who was a case manager here in Hawthorne for many years, and a school psychologist, who was beloved by many. And his family is still obviously committed to the district and is still handing things in his name to the district, which is absolutely amazing. So we thank that family, that in his legacy, they will have the most updated version of the WISC, which I don't even think is out yet. So that is absolutely amazing, and we thank the family and all the other donors as well, but I just wanted to give the context of who that is. Roll call, please.
Ms. Erentraut,
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Kalous,
Yes.
Mr. Totaro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Claims, Ms. Mulkey Coulson.
In accordance with NJAC 6A 23211BC3NC4, CL-1, approval of September 2024 bill list, it is recommended that the board approve the bill list for the month of September 2024.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Mulkey Coulson, seconded by Mr. Clavijo. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Kalous,
Yes.
Mr. Totaro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Erentraut,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes. Buildings and grounds, Mr. Totaro.
Thank you, Madam President. Pursuant to the recommendations of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Buildings and Grounds recommends the following resolutions. On page 15, BG1, continued on page 16, BG2, and finally on page 17, BG3 through BG5. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Totaro, seconded by Mr. Clavijo. Any discussion? No? Roll call, please.
Mr. Kalous,
Yes.
Mr. Shortway.
Yep.
Oh, he's absent, sorry. Mr. Totaro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Erentraut,
Yes.
Ms. Milky Colton,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff.
Yes. Mr. Doyle, over to you for policy.
Action items pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Policy recommends the following resolutions. PO-1, on behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Doyle, seconded by Mr. Carr. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Totaro,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Earntrout,
Yes.
Ms. Moki Colton,
Yes.
Mr. Paluso,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes. Committee and liaison reports. Mr. Carr, Legislative.
Thank you, Madam President. On September 4th, Governor Phil Murphy signed into law S 2837A4084, which gives school districts without a board of school estimate additional flexibility to submit to the voters of the district at a special school election a separate proposal or proposals for permission to raise additional funds for the subsequent school budget year beyond the district's authorized tax levy for that year. Prior law permitted the school district to submit to the voters at the annual school election a separate question or proposal for permission to raise additional funds for the budget year beyond the district's authorized tax levy. This new law allows districts to submit proposals to voters at a special school election to raise such additional funds for the subsequent school budget year. Special school elections may occur in January, March, September, and December. A separate proposal or proposals may only be submitted on a date of a special election once during the school year. Submissions to the voters are a question for the approval of capital projects in the same special election date as the submission of a separate proposal for additional funds will be permitted. On Thursday, September 12th, Governor Murphy acted on A2180 and S3000 legislation intended to ease the school bus drivers shortage in New Jersey. The bill would have created a new Type S school bus certificate to be issued by the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission. The certificate would have authorized a person to operate Type S school bus to transport children to and from school without obtaining a commercial driver's license, passenger endorsement, or school bus endorsement. Type S buses are smaller vehicles that can transport up to 9 passengers, excluding the driver. The New Jersey School Boards Association, along with several other education groups, strongly supported the bill. In his veto statement, the governor applauded the bill's sponsors for exploring ways to ensure school districts to meet their transportation needs. He added, however, his concern that the manner in which the bill proposes to increase the pool of drivers has the potential to compromise the safety of our students in support of that goal. He cited several concerns in his explanation for not signing the bill. In summary, the governor stated that the bill proposes to allow students to be transported in a vehicle that would not be subject to any specific safety and inspection requirements, fail to ensure proper oversight of the driving privileges of a Type S certificate holder, and pivotally fail to ensure that these drivers are properly trained, qualified, and eligible to transport our most vulnerable passengers, school children. That completes my report.
Mr. Carr, I have a question. The
Sure.
first bill that you brought up, the special elections, one exists very similar to that. Does it say what differs from?
It does not.
Okay, I'll look into that. I'm pretty sure almost an
It was
identical.
S2837/A4084.
Okay. I will look and report that. Mr. Clavijo, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, Madam President. The Finance Committee met on September 10th. Mr. Doyle, who's in attendance, was kind enough to take notes. The items for discussion included the year-end closeout, which is in process. Once the year-end figures are sorted out, they will be communicated. The audit is already begun. The reports are being sent out to the auditor, and spot testing has already started. Negotiations with the HDA are ongoing. We're waiting on a new meeting date with them. Also, ROD grants. These grants give us back 40%. Lincoln Roof is complete. The submission for the from SDA is pending. Roosevelt as well. The one still need from there from Mr. Botano. Also, the New Jersey Clean Energy Grant submission for final payment is pending. This was for ventilation units in the gym at Jefferson and Lincoln. Also, the COPS grant, which Dr. Spirito reported on. Just want to thank Dr. Spirito and his office for pursuing that grant. And it's great to have finally received it this year. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Clavijo. Mr. Doyle, anything on policy?
Not at this time.
Ms. Ehrentraut, both council liaison and CNI.
Thank you, President Goff. Regarding the council and some updates on events that are happening in town, a reminder that this Saturday is the 15th annual Hawthorne Day. Bear with me, there's going to be a few more events to share. On October 2nd, the Domestic Violence Response Team has their annual vigil at the Municipal Building. On October 3rd, the Citizens Fire Academy begins with our Hawthorne Fire Department. Highly recommend. I went through it myself. On October 5th, we have the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration at the Municipal Building. That's a Saturday. We have the Taste of Hawthorne event at Macaluso's on October 8th. The Hawthorne Environmental Commission and Green Team is having a celebration of Hawthorne's expanded community gardens on October 6th. They also have their fall bird walk on October 16th at the Ray Mansion. And a reminder that the Hawthorne Farmers Market's continuing through Sunday, October 27th. So some updates from the town. And then regarding C&I, as mentioned before, we have received the Dreams Grant from the NJDOE, and it basically, it's a partnership with NJDCF and NJDOE. It focuses on providing trauma-informed and healing-centered supports that assist staff and students in building positive relationships and emotional self-regulation. Our hope is that the program provides our staff with strategies to better support students going through difficult situations and emotional difficulties, while also partnering Hawthorne with other districts receiving this grant. And I do believe there'll be teams formed and we'll be meeting monthly throughout the district, right? And then the NJIP grant, that's the New Jersey Inclusion Project, K through 12. Roosevelt was selected, as mentioned, as a participant of this grant offered through the New Jersey Inclusion Project. It's a multi-year grant where a team is assigned to Hawthorne, to our teachers and staff, with the design and implementation of inclusive instruction and placement opportunities for students in our special education program. We also reviewed the professional development in the beginning, the first few days of the school year, and Dr. Chabona and Dr. Sprito assured us that everything went really well. We wanted to note our school year's hiring trends. This has come up several times over the years, I know since I've been on the board, and we're happy to report that it's one of our most diverse hiring years this year. As Dr. Sprito welcomed our 26 new instructional professionals, 12 of them are bilingual and some of them are actually multilingual, which is great for our student population. We've been working with NJ Stride, which is basically a group of public school districts prioritizing diverse educator candidates for teaching New Jersey students. We also discussed the dual enrollment courses being offered at the high school. We're offering more options now with connections at Passaic County Community College, Fairleigh Dickinson University, Seton Hall, and Ramapo. So we also have the partnerships with the student teachers at Ramapo and St. Peter's School nurses. So we're continuing to build upon our relationships with universities to basically create more opportunities for our students and teachers. And also, I think this was mentioned already, but we did, Dr. Sprito mentioned, we did include a section of our district accomplishments based on our strategic plan on our website. So that concludes the C&I report.
Thank you, Ms. Arentrail. For NJSBA, I just would like to congratulate our very own Alex Clavijo, who has been approved by the Legislative Committee as an alternate on the Legislative Committee for Legislative District 40. So that is very exciting for him and for us as well. So Godspeed to you on that journey.
Thank you.
And PCSBA, Ms. Smokey Colton.
Yes, so Passaic County Board is meeting tomorrow at, tomorrow at Mario's Restaurant, but it's also hybrid. The topic is effective planning and financing referendum to maximize impact on the tax levy. I will be there. Also, that's it.
Okay.
Sorry. It's NJ, I guess, the convention's coming
Yes.
up, the end of October.
Yes, or we will have another meeting before then, but yes.
Right, that's what I
The
was
22nd to the 24th.
Yeah, so that's it, thank you.
Mr. Palouse, have CPAC and PTO.
Thank you, President Goff. As of now, the PTOs, CPAC, and HEF are in full force, and as always, they could use some volunteers, so if anybody's willing to help out, please reach out to your schools, PTOs. There's been a few givebacks that are delayed because they already happened, but going forward, we're going to try to get these dates out a little bit sooner for the giveback nights. Also, the PTOs are preparing their fall festivals throughout their respective schools. Please try to attend. Parents, families, attend. It's always a good event. They have a lot of fun events and things for sale. Again, that's fall festivals at your schools. And Roosevelt this Sunday has a movie day. Doors open at 9:30, and the movies start at 10. You can reach out on their Facebook page. I think there's a link there. Again, that's this Sunday, September 29th. And also, Roosevelt is having, it started already on September 16th. It's going through October 16th. And if you have any new or gently worn shoes, please consider donating them. It benefits the schools, and it also benefits those in need in Haiti. So again, that's a good opportunity to clean out your closet. And Lincoln Middle School is having a double good popcorn event. 50% of the purchases go to the PTOs. That is a limited window. So again, go on to, I believe, your Facebook page. It starts at 10 p.m. on September 30th, and it goes through October 3rd. So it's only a few days to order your various different kinds of popcorn. But again, 50% will go back to LMS PTO. CPAC, they are having their next meeting on September 25th at 7 p.m. It's virtual. Go online and register in advance, please. They're also promoting a sibling workshop at Joey Center at the Valley Hospital. That is located at 140 East Ridgewood Ave in Paramus, on the 4th floor. And it's for siblings of special needs from the ages of 6 to 12. You know, it's an opportunity for young kids to go and share privately without having, you know, to share their thoughts. My daughter did it a long time ago, and she thought it was a really good event. Again, she was a little kid at that point. She's now 19 in college. But, you know, again, I think it's still a great opportunity for siblings to share and talk about their, you know, brothers and sisters that have special needs. And Hawthorne Day, as mentioned, I like what they're doing this year because all the PTOs are going to have one table. So it's an opportunity for them to join forces and everyone to stop by and, you know, support all the PTOs in town because their work, you know, is tireless and endless. We can always use more volunteers. So please stop by and say hello at the Hawthorne Day. Hawthorne Day is going to be a great event. There's going to be lots of bands and music and a shameless plug at 6:30. The Nitro Blues band goes on. So there's 2 Hawthorne graduates, but that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Palouse. Last but certainly not least, Mr. Toscano.
Thank you, President Goff. The Buildings and Grounds Committee met on Tuesday, September 10th, and the following are updates on various items taking place throughout the district. As mentioned by Mr. Pavijo, Lincoln's new roof is almost complete. The new roof is on and watertight, and the flashing was ordered and will be installed when delivered, if not done so already. Also, PSC&G removed the old transformer from the high school. They will be coming back to close and replace the asphalt as well. We repaired a minor leak in the new board office on the roof, which was above the garage area, and we are securing quotes to replace the entire roof, most likely during the summer of 2025. Also, we are preparing for the motor mount at Lincoln's cafeteria AC rooftop unit. The mount had a crack in it and is being welded. And then also at the main office, the AC rooftop is getting a new compressor installed as well. Over the summer, we removed old ceramic water fountains at the Lincoln Middle School in Washington. The walls have been patched, and some locations will have bottle fill stations to replace the old ceramic water fountains as well. And lastly, we are going out to bid for the Roosevelt roof project, which will happen on September the 13th. Pre-bid walkthrough took place, and bid openings are scheduled for 10/8, I believe.
Yep.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Totaro. At this time, public be heard? Seeing as no one's willing to approach, we will go to general comments, new business, and old business. Please just let us know which of those that you are willing to or wanting to speak about. Erica, we'll start with you. Anything at all? Tell us where it belongs.
Absolutely. Oh, so this would be new business? I think Mr. Palouse mentioned one though, so. I just wanted to say, I think he said this, but LMS Fall Festival is October 4th, 6 to 9, and I plan on volunteering. I really also agree that I love that the PTOs are coming together to do a table at Hawthorne Day, but I was disappointed Hawthorne High School wasn't involved. I don't know why. Maybe
They're going.
Yeah.
there was one school that was missing. Maybe it was just on the flyer.
No, it was the high school, but it was.
They're going. The
I
announcers
see. Oh,
of
so
PTO
there you go.
meeting.
That makes me really happy because I said, why wouldn't they also be included? But I think it was the way it was announced. Okay. The Hawthorne Boys Lacrosse for the younger crew. They're starting their clinic in October. Lots of things going on in October. That's K through 8 and a wonderful program. You can find it on basically all the PTO pages have it. And also Bear Spirit Wear is always going on. And then there's a hockey meeting 9/24 at Lakeland High School at 6:30 if anyone's interested in joining that team. So as far as comments, I just wanted to, I just lost my train of thought. I just want to welcome everyone back, and I know it's been super busy with back to school nights and everything going on, but it looks like we had a great start, and I hope it continues, and we're all very busy. Oh, that's what it was. I was just wondering if maybe we could all be on the PTO pages and also the email. So now that I don't have a child in elementary school for the first time ever, I'm not receiving the weekly emails that I love from Mr. Pisacane, and so I feel out of the loop. And I think me and Mr. Irontrout were talking about at the CNI meeting that it would be really helpful to get on that as a board member. Not everyone if they don't want to, but I know I would like to. So I guess I could reach out, or maybe Dr. Sprito could ask the
Just tell me
principals.
which ones you want.
I would like all of them.
Every school?
Yes.
Do they all do s'more?
Well, I know the elementary schools are now using s'more.
No.
Actually, the high school is too. I don't know about
Maybe you could
Lincoln.
just dump them in
I could.
your weekly.
I'm already on Lincoln in high school personally because I have children there.
I could put
But
them in.
I realized who graduated and Mr. Pisacane stopped. So he does have an active list he's now taking, he takes the kids who graduate off of.
Right.
Well,
Or, right, which makes sense, but I would like.
It's not that he takes them off. What happens in real time is it just
It just generates.
generates based on the kids that are assigned to that school.
So maybe it could be our Board of Ed email so that like it doesn't.
Listen, if you want to get them, Mr. Clavillo asked me, I think for the high school, was it last year, we put you on, we can add you, just tell me which one you want.
Oh, okay. So
You
Roosevelt,
want all the schools?
I want all the schools, please.
Okay.
I'm on all the PTO pages except for Jefferson. So it just helps to to be able to go to these events and show support and, volunteer, like, I think you said something about used clothing. I didn't know that was happening.
I think she runs the weekly
You want
email.
the weekly school report from the principal? Okay, I'm sorry, I just
If
wanted to make
that's
sure.
not
I'm
a big
clear.
deal, I would
It's
love
not.
to be added
You
to
can-
that.
yeah.
And then, so we can stay in touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Mr. Carr?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Doyle?
I have nothing.
Okay. Mr. Clavillo?
Two things. One of them is there's an article that was shared in regards to the new addition that PCTI is having. It's a new center that they put together. I'm not sure if it's a new building or not, but nevertheless, according to the Tab into article, it looks to fill an additional 800 students. So something
What was the
to be
cost of that?
aware.
What was the cost of that? Couple shillings. 24 million, I think they said.
It was something like 25 million.
It
It's
was
a new
up there.
building. It's a physical
Is it a
building.
brand new building?
Right next to the STEM building.
Yeah,
It's a new building. It's a whole new structure.
right up by the public safety.
Yeah.
It's right next to it.
So it's just, just 800 seats that are gonna need to be filled, so I believe we're at 220 to something, somewhere in that neighborhood. The other one is I had the opportunity to sit in on the assembly for the back to school, for the staff of the back to school assembly, and just, not sure how other districts do it, but Dr. Spirito and, his office, they go above and beyond with their presentation. It's, the presenter, the spirit that's part of it, the camaraderie, you walk out of there almost feeling like you want to be a teacher. So, he does,
Almost.
you do a phenomenal job, and I think the staff and everybody that's part of those presentations certainly do appreciate that.
Thank you.
That's it, that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Totaro?
Thank you. Just general comments. Just wishing everybody a great school year ahead. It was great to go to back to school night at Jefferson, and I gotta say, it's my first year as an LMS parent, and going to PTO meeting, you guys did a great and phenomenal job. It was so exciting. I felt a sense of energy there that really was something that I haven't seen before. It was a standing room only PTO meeting, which was really, really exciting. And, I don't know, it's a really good feeling going into this school year that I'm just very excited about for my children and all of the kids of the district. So that, along with sports, I am definitely a glorified Uber driver now for my children. It's been phenomenal to start the year off, though, and seeing all the camaraderie throughout the town. So very excited. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Aaron-Trout?
Thank you. So 3 comments from me. First, I want to thank Toby Murphy, who's here in the crowd, for the information you provided for us last meeting. It's nice. We're always giving information out. It was nice to receive some back. So thank you, Toby. Second, congratulations, as Abby mentioned, to Alex, to be the legislative committee member for our district. Very, very exciting that you'll be representing us. And third, sometimes it's a bit of the elephant in the room, and I know decisions will be made regarding the hockey rink and program. I wanted to comment, I do watch the council meetings, and it always makes me even more proud of our board, how serious we take this and our professionalism. It's nice to know that we have that. So that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Ms. Aaron-Trout. Mr. Palouse?
Point well taken. Congratulations, Alex, as well. Welcome back to everyone with the school year. Hopefully, it's going to be another great year. And of course, I get my opportunity to be on my soapbox because Alex brought up the figure of another 800 students, which is wonderful for those 800 students, but for the rest of the county, K through 12, it's just another tax. So I believe the county is still only giving us contributing $7 million towards the PCTI budget. But if you just take a round number, I'm not counting busing or anything, a round number of 800 new students times $12,000, and it's $9.6 million that will come out of the Passaic County local school budgets and go up there, which again is the proverbial toilet drain going down because you keep sucking more and more funds out of local districts. Yeah, it's a wonderful facility. It's a great opportunity, but it's again, it's not really collaborating with school districts to help those that are in need. It's a competition to take kids that could be educated in their own districts. Again, if it's a special program, that's wonderful. But there's got to be something and a better discussion, which I've been talking about it for years. Lou Turkle talked about it before me. Everybody on this board agrees. We can't keep taking this kind of money from all the local districts and expect the education to continue to improve locally. I don't have the answers, but I know it's going to become more and more dire as the money and funds keep getting sucked out of our districts. So, what do we do about it? I don't know, but we can't just sit back and allow it to continue to happen. Eminent domain is from something I hear, which I don't know if it's true, so do not quote me on this, but if you continue to take more and more land and get more and more funding, then it takes more and more money out of your local school district. And it's a high school, which means your kindergartner, your third grader, your fifth grader, I've said it before in the past, they are suffering throughout their entire career because money's coming out of the entire district. It's not just coming from the high schools and going up there. Enough said. Thank you.
Familiar name on the building, too.
Yeah, it was.
Did he sell Corvettes?
Thank you, Mr. Palouse. You know I will attend any meeting of the minds that you
Okay.
can identify, because I now know more than ever what the inside looks like. And it's about access. All of our children deserve the same level of sparkle and shiny new things. And you're absolutely right. We can't provide what they can provide. We never would be able to, and that's not fair. It's a fairness issue, and we all agree on that. I have 6 very quick things. Number one, because I am the person who has to avert my eyes when I see somebody who's canning for money because I never have cash, I just would like to pre-warn you that on October 5th, Hawthorne High School's project graduation will be canning on the major corners where they usually are, the 4 corners, and I'm not sure where the other ones are, but the usual locations from about, I believe they said 8 to maybe 7 to 10 in the morning. Again, for those who may not know what project graduation is, it is a tremendously amazing experience that is fully funded by the PTO for the graduating class of whatever year, and it keeps them safe after graduation in a location where they are provided with fun things to do, and again, safe. So that is a wonderful thing, and the PTO is leading that charge, and project graduation is wonderful. So get your cash for October 5th when you're driving around town. I want to piggyback off of the comfort closet that I believe Dr. Sprito mentioned. It was mentioned at the high school PTO meeting. They do have a closet in Mr. Pfister's office area. There is a discrete closet location which has in it not only clothing supplies, it also has school supplies. So if you have any extra, anything that you would like to donate, if you get it to me, I can get it to the comfort closet. Binders, notebooks, and he did say, Mr. Pfister, that children are taking advantage of it, so I would be happy to drop off anything if anybody has anything to get to me. Next, the band dinner, one of their largest, if not their largest and only fundraiser for our band. They are small, but they are mighty. As we heard, they won their division. The band pasta dinner is October 9th at the high school, is being catered by Shortways Barn. I believe it's from 5 to 8, and the band members serve. So if you can do carry out, but you can also do eat in, where you can eat and the band members will graciously serve you. Also, there's been some chatter. I posted the original picture, so I feel somewhat responsible, but I was very happy to see when Walgreens started selling the Bears swag, and it caused some confusion on the page about how it was taking away from, okay, they do give back to the schools. They are giving 7% of the funds to, they originally said the middle school and the high school, that the items say Bears on them. Either way, when you wear Bears swag, you're supporting the Bears. I know that we're very committed to financially supporting the Bears, but I thought it was super cool that they were doing it. Many other towns do it. So you can get, they just refresh their swag stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
How do they get the 7% back?
I don't know, but they have said several times that they donate 7% back.
They get to check.
Oh, did she clarify? Someone did ask. I didn't go back and check.
Who does it go to? I'm just curious, because it's a corporation. Is it having?
Someone from Walgreens has been commenting on the posts.
Yeah. Haven't received anything? Right.
It said goes back to the high school and the
I would
middle.
assume if it goes back to the high school's internal funds account, like they may just get a check, like a check with.
It's a check. We're getting some confirmation of head shaking. Okay.
Reliable source.
It's cute, it's like a hat and a poncho and socks and, like, if you need something quick and not everybody has access, like people who don't have school, kids in the schools can go there and pick up some bear swag, which I think is really great. I just want to re-mention, I know it's been mentioned in both Will's report and Dr. Scrider's report, but I would also like to, for a third time drive home, the open house that will take place here on October 3rd for all prospective high school students. That doesn't have to mean just 8th graders. It can be 7th graders, 5th graders, private school students, even elementary school students. Dr. Pfister is committing to getting younger and younger students in here to see the amazing things that are going on. I was here last year with my 8th grade daughter. The vibe that everyone had coming out of this building was amazing. So getting them in is the secret sauce, I think. I will plead to the community, not the people sitting here, but the televised community, because I know these people. Last year, none of the students who were on a certain sports team came. And it was unfortunate. It was planned on a Thursday night, and I understand how important those practices are. However, not coming to the building, I do think, puts them at a disadvantage. And there is only one a year. So I would really, I did suggest to Dr. Pfister that he reach out directly to the sports associations. Okay. And Mr. Mizaka, the same thing. Just to bridge the gap and provide them with the information. And I hope that this year they will be able to come, because
That is so exciting, sorry, but walking into that gym with like
so
a
exciting.
6th grader, whatever, and everyone's like jumping, join our team, come on over, but that was like the best part for some of them.
So what Ms.
It's a big deal.
is describing is, not only is it a tour of the buildings and they have various stakeholders, they have teachers here and students and supervisors and obviously that do the normal walkthrough, but the gym is full of clubs and sports teams. Then they have representatives at tables and they have candy to give out, and there was very little that entered the room last year, so it was upsetting. And then lastly, I just wanted to point out that our next meeting, because we are on the road now, this is us on the road, remember, our next meeting will be here again on the 15th of October at 7 p.m. So while we are on the road, we are going to try and tell you a month in advance where our next location is, so that you guys aren't guessing as to where we are. We all good? Did I miss anything? Okay, with that being said, be it resolved that the Hawthorne Board of Education convenes an executive session to discuss matters pertaining to pending legal agreements. Be it further resolved that it is anticipated the executive session will be about 45 minutes in duration. The public action may or may not be taken. Be it further resolved that the minutes of the executive session will be made available upon the determination by the board that the disclosure of these minutes will not detrimentally affect any right or interest of the board, and that the need for confidentiality no longer exists. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Clavijo, seconded by Ms. Ehrentraut. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Zataro?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Ms. Erentraut?
Yes.
Ms. Smokey Coulson?
Yes.
Mr. Palouse?
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes. Thank you guys for coming.